welcome again to my channel. This is Kiki. How have you been? It's been a minute, right? Welcome and hooray, it's a Christmas season. I have started counting down since the 1st of November. I love Christmas. I love everything Christmas. Okay, so while we round for the year and we begin to get ready for the celebration and the new year, a few things I thought I would drop for us parents in my community. And the first one is nurturing gratitude, reflection, and faithful celebrations in the lives of our children, our teenagers, and even in our lives. So, nurturing gratitude, reflection, and celebrating God's faithfulness in our homes. As we draw near to the end of the year and begin to get into the holidays and the merriment and all of the beauty of the season, this is a time to tune in to reflecting as a family, to reflecting as individuals, and begin to wave ourselves towards gratitude, towards celebrating God's faithfulness. A few weeks ago, we had our annual Thanksgiving in my church, and I just said I would like to share. And as I began to share, I reflected from November last year to that point, where I was giving the testimony, and I was just so blown away by God's faithfulness. Trust me when I say 2023 has been like one of the most challenging years for me. But again, trust me more when I say it's been the year where I know that I have experienced God's presence, God's faithfulness, God's goodness more than I can ever think or imagine. With all that I have been through or I went through in 2023, with all that, my family went through in 2023, I can confidently say that we saw God's goodness through it all. And why would I be able to say that? How did I come to that conclusion? By reflecting. So here are a few tips I want to leave with you on reflecting, or how to reflect and be grateful. Now, take a moment like I did to sit down with the family. This could be before Christmas. This could be around during the holiday. Don't let it pass you by. I've planned the dates in and I've booked in, because my children are practically young adults now. I've booked in the dates in their diaries. So everybody's got that invite to say on so and so dates at so and so time, because at that time everybody will be home. We're going to be sitting down and just reflecting on the passing years. We're going to be sitting down. I've got a list of questions that I would use to ask prompts. So questions like, what has been the most challenging thing? What has been the thing that you'd never thought would happen that happened? What has been your success stories? And through even the most challenging moments, we're going to be looking for things where we can thank God. There's this thing my children say about me, that must you see something to thank God in everything? So I am teaching them to see something to thank God, that irrespective of what I'm going through, looking at the situation through the lenses of God, through God's lenses, or through, the eyes of God, the eyes of my relationship with God, I'm able to bring out things to be grateful for in it. So that's an activity you can put together with your family to go through God's faithfulness. The year, reflect on the year and pick out things to be grateful about. Achievements, personal growth, faith building experiences, which are the challenges, right? What are those things we want to be grateful to God about? Also, while you do this, pick out Bible passages that talks about entering God's gates with thanksgiving. Bible passages about how God is giving us peace, the spirit of sound mind, the spirit of boldness, how God is said to us not to be anxious. And those beautiful Bible passages about God's goodness, and then reflect on it. also think about, while you do that, think about, the gifts that you've been given this year, the gift of life, the gift of meals on your table, the gift of good health, the gift of your friends and families, the physical gifts that people gave to you, and the gifts you've been able to give to other people as well. Think about those things. Ask questions about it. Reflect on them. Those little things. There was a time this year where, my son's one of my son's fees was due, and because my husband wasn't around, and my mom was ill at that time, so many things was happening that distracted me. I normally keep tap of that, and then I remind hubby, and then we'll pull out money because of this, there's fund for that. But at that time, if you want to pull out the fund, it will take about 30 days for the funds to mature, right? At that time, I'd completely forgotten. I didn't even know if there was funding. We had fund in that account. I didn't. And then suddenly, my son sent me an email to say, "Mom, so and so fee is due tomorrow by 11:59 p.m." I went, "Huh?" I was devastated. I didn't know what to do. I was confused. This was about £4,000. Guess what? I didn't want to call my husband because he was far away from home. He traveled. What will I do? I sat down. I prayed, God, you have to come through. We have to pay this fees because, we have the time, and that's tomorrow. It was going to be the deadline. So what did I do? I called my other son. I called the two boys and said, this is the situation. I didn't even know what to do. And we brainstormed together, and we're able to pull all the funds from everywhere in the family, everybody in the family accounts together, and we paid that fee. I think I paid it the following, like 3 or 4 hours late. And then they sent my son the email to say, oh, because I'd paid it late, these things are automatically generated. Then they sent my son the email to say the fee's been paid late. I mean, has not been paid. And then he forwarded to me. I said, oh, don't. I paid it. Check, log into the account. And he said, oh, Mom, never mind. I know it's been paid. Thank you so much. And thank God the fee was paid. I said, oh, I'm sorry it was paid late, that you had to get this email. And he said, Mom, I am grateful that we could even pull it through. And I went, oh, wow, that's something for us to be thankful for. The fact that we could pull it through, even though it was a few minutes late. What if we couldn't pull it through? Those are things we want to be grateful for. Another thing, again, we were reflecting on all the challenges we went through towards the end of last year. Oh God, it was as though the heavens was going to fall on my family, as it physically fall on us. And then when we sat down, we were reflecting on it. I think midway through, one of the boys again said, thank God we're here today to even talk about those challenges. Those are things, those are ways, consciously. Sometimes us as adults, we might not see it. But once we've trained, when we get ourselves into the culture of thanking God, looking through things, and then thanking God, they would catch it and begin to do that as well. Are there times where they'll be like, no way, I ain't got that, Yes. I remember one of the times I said to one of them as well, I said, shouldn't you be grateful? He was so upset. Be grateful for what? And I let it be. And then later on, when it was calm, we visited it again, and we actually saw things to be grateful for. Even though that particular situation didn't go the way he wanted at that time, we saw things to be grateful for. And we now, at the end of it, well, it's even not at it's still in that journey right now. But because we could see things, we could look through and identify things to be grateful for, that is giving him the strength to continue in the journey. And he's doing very well. He's just continuing. Yesterday, I still had a conversation with him and said, Mom, yes, I'm going to be fine. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to do, and just so that I can just continue on this journey. Our lives as well. How many times did you tell your son this year that you're grateful for him? Tell them this season, I'm so grateful for the gift of you. I couldn't have asked for a better son. It's challenging now, but I'm grateful that I have you to go through these challenges with. Also, another way to show gratitude and teach your children to show gratitude is by serving. Get them, this is a season, get them to serve somebody. Something I did a few days ago, and I was so excited. I've not done it in a long time because, I work from home. I would normally do it when when I go to the coffee shop on my way to drive to work and all of that. And I went into the shop. This lady forgot her wallet, and she was so confused. She stood. I think she probably would need that thing that she came for. And I just said, don't, it was about £5 or even just a little over £5. I said, don't worry, I'll add it to my bill. And I began to scan my stuff. It was self-service. And the lady stood and was looking at me. I said, no, you can go. It's fine. And she stood and she was looking at me. She said, are you sure? Give me your account number. I can transfer it to you. I said, no, you can actually go. And she looked at me and said, you're so kind. I said, no, you are kinder. Standing there and just looking at me and making sure I realized that you really appreciate this little gesture of mine. Thank you for showing gratitude. Thank you for making me feel like I've built a mansion for you. And we both laughed and we went our ways. For me, that was a way for me showing gratitude, for the little God, for the so much that God has given me, not even little now. And then me also showing the lady gratitude for the gesture of showing me gratitude as well. If we go on and on about this habit, this culture of saying thank you, of showing gratitude, we would be here forever. Celebrate God's faithfulness. Let the people around you see that you are actually grateful, because beyond this season, when we are grateful now, we would have cause to always be grateful beyond the seasons in our lives. I hope this has helped you reflect. I love you and God bless you. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon. Ciao.